Swear words have been in our vocabulary since the beginning of time. But what are our perceptions of those who use so-called bad language? Now, we've heard people say things like, it's unladylike to swear, or don't swear, it's not very becoming of you. But where does that still stand in 2020? We asked, is it old-fashioned to judge a woman who swears? And 65% of you said, yes, it is. What do you...
I'm going to be judged then.
What do you make of that? Does that surprise you, or is that about what you thought it would be?
Maybe the percentage, actually, the height of it, like 65%, surprises me. But I grew up in a household where my dad said there would be no swearing in this house. And if you swear, you will be thrown out of the house. And, of course, we all thought, yeah. But anyway, I said, I'm not going to say it. I'd be allowed to say it, but I'm not going to say it. But I said this word that I thought, it started with F, but it wasn't the bad one. And I thought it was OK. And so he said, what did you say? And I went, again, I said it.
What was the word, Gloria?
I'm not going to say it. But anyway, he threw me out of the house, and I'd washed my hair, and my mum's going, please don't put her out of the house because you get a cold, she'd wash her hair. So, but, of course, all I did was go to a neighbour's house and stay there until my mum came and got me a couple of, I was going to say a couple of years later, a couple of hours later. But so...
What did you make of it? What did you think of it?
Well, you did what your parents told you then. I mean, to be honest, we did it and everything. But when I came to London in 1982, I was doing a chat show called Sunday, and Frank Carson was on the programme. And I thought this was a really bad word, and I couldn't believe he said it. And I checked today, I'm allowed to say it on air. And so he said to me, oh, Gloria, he says, what's a poor man's jacuzzi? And I said, I don't know, Frank. He said, it's a fart in the bath. And do you know, at the time I thought, he has said that word on air. I mean, I thought it was shocking. But to this day, there'll be black cab drivers who will say to me, I love that story, you know, that fart in the bath story. So there I've done it.
So do you think our definitions, then, of what bad language is has changed?
Well, I don't like Gordon Ramsay. I know Denise going
No, he swears too much.
I don't like it because he swears, there's the F word all the time, and I get bored with that. So
yeah.
Sorry, Denise.
I mean, it's funny because I'm a bit of a hypocrite because I do kind of swear like a trooper a lot of the time. But it's sort of like...
I've heard troopers who don't swear as much.
Yeah, exactly. there's certain jokes and funny stories that you're telling that just aren't the same without a swear word.
Yeah.
And it's really hard for me on this show because I'll be in the middle of a story that maybe production have heard before. And all in my ear I can say, Denzi, shut up! Denzi, go to Andrea. Andrea, take over. Andrea, take over. Because they're terrified. And sometimes I've been so into the story that by thinking I'm doing that, I've actually sworn right down the bottle and got into trouble. But then when I hear my son Louis snoring when he's snoring, I do that as well. Swearing, I'm the first person to, you know, to sort of pick him up on it because I don't like it. I was brought up in a household where the F word was not really used.
Yeah.
But my dad said bloody a lot. And we once counted how many he said in a 30-second thing. And it was literally like... And I went down the bloody road and picked up the bloody thing, and I went the bloody thing and the bloody Geordie, like that. And he does that without even thinking about it. But my story is that when Matthew was little, my eldest son, when he was little, he had a little friend called Oliver. And Oliver was from a mum who was very sort of health conscious, and she didn't like swearing. Anyway, Oliver was jumping up and down on the sofa bed in our lounge, and he fell off. And he went, said a really bad word. And I said, Oliver, don't say that, say sugar. And he went, can I say Canderel?
That's lovely.
Other sweeteners are available.
What do you think of all that? And especially this sort of swearing in front of children thing.
Yeah, I mean, I've been at a barbershop before, and so has the children's dad, and we've been there, and they've been swearing, and we've been like, you know, do you mind not doing that? Because we've got our kids here.
Yeah.
And you know, most people will go, you know, that's fine. I'm all right if it's... I think it's got to kind of make a point. For me, swearing is like an exclamation mark.
Yes.
You know, like if you want to emphasise something that you want to say and write it home, or if you're just so mad that you can't find another word, then that's fine. But I think, you know, the vocabulary, especially the English language, it's so colourful, isn't it? There's so many amazing words that we can use. We could maybe be a bit more smart.
Yeah, and I think sometimes it does kind of show a lack of vocabulary sometimes if you just can't think of another word. But you can't beat it in the... I mean, I'm not a massive swearer, but I do swear. But people know that I really mean it
Oh, yes,
Well,
a
it's
certain
much-
moment when
it's
you have
much
to
more
say it.
powerful.
Yeah.
Much more
I mean,
powerful.
of all of us, Gloria is probably the most
she's the
blue.
worst.
She's the
Oh,
worst.
definitely
Yeah.
the worst.
The most
Yes,
potty
of course.
mouth.
I mean, the first time it's a shock, and then you just kind of
And
get
then you
used
just
to
get
it.
used to it
Yeah.
backstage. Yeah. Blue is the colour for Gloria.
In all ways.
But what about the whole thing about whether it's ladylike or not? Stacey, I don't know if it's our Stacey, but Stacey has said, of course it's old-fashioned. Do we judge a man who swears? I'll happily swear as much as I like in an appropriate setting. And as for it being unladylike, I'm a woman, not a lady. I like that.
I like that.
I like that.
Yes.
I like that.
It depends on the context, doesn't it?
Yeah.
when
It
people
does.
When people are
Yeah.
swearing.
And it
I'm a
depends
big
on the
Gloria.
argument.
Yeah,
It does.
exactly.
It does.